Hi, welcome to Dive & Co. Today, we are doing a different kind of video. I'm gonna give you a brief look on the Disney Plus original series, Loki. It is a show that is a part of the ongoing Marvel Cinematic Universe. Loki is an integral part of the MCU, and the TV show about him seems to raise a lot of questions. So let's get into everything you need to know before watching Loki. Loki is a god in the Norse mythology. He is a god of mischief and is very, very different from the Loki we know in the MCU. In the Marvel comics and the cinematic universe, Asgard and its inhabitants are there and can interact with humans and other life forms. Loki in the MCU is very mischievous and we love him for it. In the MCU, his first appearance was in Thor 1 and he was definitely a fan favorite even though the movie wasn't very well received. He starred in the Avengers as the main antagonist and people think he's one of the reasons along with the Avengers which brought MCU in motion. Loki is very significant in Thor's narrative, and even though the writers gave him a lot of liberty, we haven't really gotten Loki's single alone narrative. He is portrayed as a non-trusted antagonist which feels very two-dimensional. This show has given the character depth to Loki which was present as a fraction in the previous movies. He is an anti-hero through rest of his life but sacrifices himself while trying to protect other Asgardians against Thanos. His journey from a jealous brother to a helpful Avenger is just phenomenal character development. This, however, is not the Loki we will be seeing on the show. In the events of Avengers Endgame, the plot involves time travel, which takes the Avengers into the events of the first Avengers movie, in which the Loki is the main antagonist. Loki gets his hands on the Tesseract and escapes. This creates a ripple in the timeline which was not meant to happen. This action triggers the Time Variance Authority, TVA for short, and this show will have a storyline around that. Loki goes on a journey to catch other variances of himself, and it will be fun to see how they tell the story. Loki will be fun to see as a protagonist because of the brilliant performance by Tom Hiddleston and the villainous side of Loki which was present in the early days of the MCU. This show focuses on Loki breaking the timeline, which was shown in the trailer, and this seems to be conceptually rich, which is great to see in the MCU. And to see how Loki will be included into the MCU or not will be interesting to watch. The character growth and the development he got throughout the MCU will not be present in this series, which is not a bad thing because we are kind of used to seeing him be on the good side. So let's hope for something great. I hope that this series doesn't get too convoluted in its plot as it progresses. The show is set in a retro-themed society kept in control by the members of TVA, and there is a major focus on the timekeepers throughout the show and its set. You can expect some fun and adventurous action sequences, but don't keep your hype too up because this has only caused disappointment for the viewers. The series is a 6-episode story and is quite anticipated. Needless to say, I am excited for the future. The trailers of the show has indicated at the end of the world type scenarios in one of the variants is reality. Every other Disney Plus series have played a major role of significance in the ongoing MCU, either by setting up Wanda Maximoff's a character arc for Doctor Strange 2, or making Sam Wilson Captain America, or setting up future Armor Wars series. So I have a speculation that this will help set up some other future Marvel events, most likely Ant-Man Quantumania. It has been confirmed by the creators of the show that this series will be very important to the future of the MCU. Everything I said until now doesn't spoil anything about the show, and I hope you liked this type of video. A full-length video explaining Loki will be on its way once the show ends. Thanks for watching.